Hello everyone, my name is Clentus and welcome to the Iron Bars of my True Crime YouTube channel. So without further ado, let's get into this video because I want to go back to what transpired at the Tabo Bester appearance at the Bloemfontein High Court. So as I am recovering from flu, I've been reading a lot about what transpired at that particular appearance. We already know that Tabo Bester, as well as his girlfriend and 9 other people, appeared before the Bloemfontein High Court. Of course, they are all charged with the escape of Tabo Bester. Basically, that is aiding and abetting the escape of Tabo Bester and other crimes that are also added on, one of which is of violating a body, because at this point, it is not clear how that body was killed. The person, which is Katlego Bereng, how he got killed, if he was killed by any of the accused that stand accused of aiding and abetting the escape of Tabo Bester. This is also dubbed as the Great Escape. So there are some things that I found quite hilarious when I was reading about regarding Tabo Bester's demands through his lawyer to the court, and I came across an article by the Times Live of the 21st of February 2024, written by Khanyisile Ngobo, and the headline is Tabo Bester's diet, clothing and access to attorneys in spotlight as case resumes in High Court. I see reunion between Tabo Bester and Nandipha Makutumana after previous displays of affection in court. I've already covered that. Suddenly they did not know each other. They didn't even look at each other or wink at each other. They looked as if, who are you? I don't know you. And she went on and sat where she wanted to sit. Aspects of convicted rapist and murderer Tabo Bester's imprisonment came under the spotlight as the matter resumed in the Bloemfontein High Court on Wednesday. Bester and Nandipha Makutumana appeared in court with 7 co-accused linked to his dramatic escape from Mangaung Maximum Security Prison in May 2022. I say 9, it's actually 7 others. So that means it's 9 of them all in all. The matter was transferred from the Bloemfontein Magistrates Court late last year after a lengthy bail application. Bester, Makutumana, and Zanda Moyo remain in custody while the rest of the accused are out on bail of 10,000 Rand each. There was no loved-up reunion for Bester and his girlfriend before the matter resumed as Makutumana walked past her lover and embraced her father Zolile Sikeleni, who is a co-accused. She spent most of the time before court started reading a Bible on her lap. There was a change in seating arrangements as the couple were placed far apart compared with previous appearances. Makutumana was accused number 1 on Wednesday, while Tabo Bester moved to accused number 7, as we already discussed. There were also changes in legal representatives for some of the accused. Lawyer Mohammed Sadet appeared for Bester after the termination of Johan Lobster. Before that, Peter Marty's mandates. Moyo's lawyer announced his withdrawal from the matter as his mandate was terminated, while legal aid came in as a replacement for him and accused number 5, Joel Makate. Now, legal aid in South Africa is when you cannot afford to pay your own lawyer, the state will provide you one. So in South Africa, we call those lawyers by the state as legal aid. This was supposed to be a pre-trial hearing, but as a result of the event that happened, a pre-trial is not only to happen today, on Wednesday. Prosecutor Advocate Amanda Bester said, "So we've agreed among ourselves, and I've also compiled a draft order regarding the rest of the proceedings if it's in order with everyone until June 5 for pre-trial." Before this was granted, issues were raised by legal representatives. The most contentious related to Bester, whose lawyer raised issues about the food Bester was being served as a diabetic on chronic medication. Wow, I'm surprised at that. His choice of clothing and alleged denial of access to his legal representatives. The clothes part really kind of like made me giggle because we all know Tabo Bester. Apparently, he made over 700 million rand while he was in prison. He basically ran multi-million-dollar companies from within jail, serving 65 years imprisonment. I don't know where he thought he was going to spend all that money. Wait a minute. Actually, because he was incarcerated at Mangaung maximum prison, he was able to go in and out, go on holidays with his doctor girlfriend, go to lodges and things like that. So I guess it kind of made sense that he would make so much money from within the prison walls. Later on, I'm going to play you a very interesting video which kind of makes me laugh to this day, in case you have not seen it, of Tabo Bester basically running these companies. And on this particular celebration, they were opening a new media company. It was a launch of a new media company. And as chairperson, who is based in New York City, he could not attend this particular lodge. So he was going to call through a link into that conference filled with very high profile politicians, media personnels, you name them, they were there. And then I want you to pay attention towards the end of the video how Tabo Bester was laughing his lungs out when in fact he was not in New York City. He was not stuck anywhere in the world except in the maximum prison called Mangaung Correctional Maximum Prison. That is where he was stuck at, and he was wearing a suit, and you ask yourself, where did he get the suit? Where did he get the background? Anyways, you'll see the video. Let's continue with the article. So now Tabo Bester, with all that money, every time when he appeared before court, he was wearing designer wear. Gucci's, Louis Vuitton's, Burberry, you name them, he came wearing those clothes. And now apparently he made a complaint in the high court that he is being kept away from his clothes, and the prison is making him wear clothes that he does not want to wear. So he wants an order to be made by this court to allow him access to his expensive clothes. Of course, he did not say it that way, but of course, because we've seen him with expensive clothes, I think that's exactly what he means when it comes to attend court. Mind you, he is a convicted criminal who is still serving 65 years in prison. Right now it's 55 because they already served 10 years of the 65. Let's continue with the article. Sadid, whose mandate started on Wednesday, said the issue wasn't Bester's refusal to eat the food given to him, specifically breakfast at Grootflay. The issue is if he eats that meal, my client is a diabetic and the food provided to him would have spiked his sugar levels. They have not taken that into consideration. If they had, they would offer him food consistent with food given to someone with diabetes. He has medication which he has to take, and he cannot take that because he hasn't eaten, he said. Sadid alleged Bester had been denied phone calls or access to his legal representatives while in prison. The most recent incident was on Tuesday. So this is the day before the pre-trial. Bester also accused correctional services officers of choosing the clothes he wore to court. In response, the prosecution said the issue raised by Bester were best directed to correctional services as he is a convicted offender, but Bester raised his hand to show his displeasure. Judge Joseph Mhlambi urged Sadid to take these matters up with the relevant authorities. The aspect of the phone calls, I think that is a serious matter, and I think instead of treating it as slapdash, you should take instructions because it seems as if this is going to be a long trial, he said. 24 weeks. Other issues dealt with include an application to alter one of the bail conditions for Tiago. His attorney asked for a change in the police station he was ordered to report to, Kagisonong to Mangaung, which is closer to him. The draft order on financial instructions was also tackled but was deferred to June 5 during the pre-trial hearing, and that's the end of the article. So basically, Tabo Bester made some demands. He was like, I'm diabetic, the food that I'm being offered at Grootvlei prison does not align with his chronic illness, and he would like to have food that will not spike the levels of sugar and probably even go into some kind of shock or stroke. So, of course, the court said that this should be taken up with correctional services. And then also, he complained about the type of clothes that the correctional services were dictating that he should wear to court. And he's like, no, I wanna have access to my own clothes. And so the prosecutor said, no, this is a convicted criminal. As a matter of fact, as a convicted criminal, he's supposed to be coming to court wearing prison clothes. So he came wearing a white t-shirt. I'm not sure if that's prison clothes. And of course, the judge advised Bester's lawyer to take this up with correctional services because they have their own rules and regulations when it comes to the clothing of prisoners that are attending court or awaiting prisoners, but also convicted at the same time. And then, of course, about the phone call to his legal representatives, I personally think that is something that he should be offered because it is democratic right, as per Section 35 of the Constitution, that everyone has a right to legal representative. So if they are also stopping his phone calls to his legal representatives, then of course they are violating his constitutional rights. And I think he should have that access, considering that his trial or this trial is going to be a very long one. From what we heard, it might run for 26 weeks. I personally think it's going to take at least 2 to 3 years before it's all concluded because there are more things that keep popping about the activities that Tabo Bester was involved in at Mangaung Maximum Correctional Service Center in Bloemfontein. So I don't know. For me, I'm saying probably it's going to be more. And if he is responsible for the death of Katlego Bereng, you can imagine the trial would even be longer than the 24 weeks or 26 weeks that they talked about. So anyways, that is that I wanted to bring to your attention regarding Tabo Bester and his little shenanigans that he was participating in when he appeared on the 21st of February 2024. When it comes to his clothes, I think he should wear prison clothes because he is a convicted criminal. But at the same time, I understand that he is attending the High Court on a new matter, escaping, as well as violating a body and other charges that he's convicted of, which is still innocent until proven guilty. So I think I may understand his argument regarding his clothes, that he should not be treated like a convicted criminal, even though he's a convicted criminal, because he's here for a new matter that has absolutely nothing to do with anything. But I still think it has something to do with, of course, his convictions.
I'm a South African TV presenter and entrepreneur, but tonight we're at the Hilton in Sandton celebrating the launch of the 21st Century Group. Hope you're not crying.
Anyways, guys, if you like the video, give it a like. If you didn't like the video, give it a like. Anyways, do subscribe to my YouTube channel and don't forget to click the bell notification because it helps this channel to grow. And I see the channel is growing, and I want to welcome everybody that is new to this wonderful family. I warmly welcome each and every one of you and I appreciate your support. Let's continue on growing. And also, don't forget, guys, to super thank the channel because some people are super thanking the channel. I appreciate the financial support you guys are throwing at me because indeed this is a lot of work. And of course, there are other things that I would like to put together and all cost money. So your super thanks means absolutely everything to me. I appreciate you so much. Please leave me a comment down below. Let me know, what do you think is going to happen with the Tabo Bester matter? I do have an opinion which I'm going to do in a separate video regarding the outcome of Tabo Bester. Probably even predict how the trial is going to go because I feel like Tabo Bester has some aces up his sleeves, and I think there are some strategies that he's also holding that if I was him, I would utilize to the full or fullest, whichever way you want to call it. So I'm going to create that video and I'm going to let you know what my predictions are going to be regarding the pre-trial, the trial, and the outcome of this particular case. Other than that, guys, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time with a new video. Goodbye.